Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel once more. Thanks for tuning in with another episode with your boy Kyle Lavelle. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share the video, and comment your thoughts, if you will. So, I made a video a few days ago about living in HOA environments. Now, I'm going to talk about the luxury and the amenities of living in a gated community in which I live in, yet alone do I live on a private street. So it's a gated community. You know, the gates close around 5 or 6 most days. But it's the micromanagement of HOA that I don't like. You know, it's almost like living in a communist environment. Like where I live, you can't even walk down the street and smoke a cigarette or vape, do none of that. It's so micromanaged. It doesn't bother me because I'm not into none of that. But we'll look into a CNBC story about this type of lifestyle that everybody's yearning towards for. So let's play the clip.
Florida is kind of the land of gated communities. People that are buying in Florida, they want the ease of living. They want to
Yeah, we know.
live in paradise without all the maintenance.
Lindsay Tronalone is a realtor in Palm Beach County, Florida, a hub for luxury real estate. The area also boasts dozens of gated communities. Some sell waterfront condos. Others have multi-million-dollar mansions.
People are moving here for the golf.
Look at that. It's so beautiful, so relaxing. What I think it is, I think people like that feeling of luxury / resort type of living, because when people go on vacation, for people that actually go on vacations, whether it's domestic or internationally, usually if it's not an Airbnb, they'll spend times at these type of in these type of environments, especially middle-aged people, you know, or aunts or uncles, whatever. I'm 37, so I'm talking about people 55 and up. So yeah.
You're not going to pay $225,000 for a golf membership and not be using it.
Gated communities have been popular in the U.S. for decades, especially in warmer states like Florida, the Southwest, or California. They attract retirees, golfers, and growing families, and recently, young professionals too. While gated communities are quite varied.
Yeah, this really hits home. For those of you that are new to my channel, I live in the Bay Area in California. So all new developments are some type of luxury apartments, or they're gated in. Some are even open. But what I actually do like about the gated community idea is you don't have a bunch of weirdos walking up and down the street because it's a private street. If you live in a gated community, there's probably going to be several private streets. It's pretty much set up to where I live because I live like on a cliff of a golf course. So I understand this type of environment completely.
They all offer privacy and a sense of exclusivity at a premium.
The whole point of creating HOAs and possibly gating is to create that.
Ooh-wee. Minji Kim. Give me your DM. Or IG, I should say. I love Instagram. I don't care about Facebook. Instagram is more popping. And she went to UCLA. Oh, baby. Bring it on to me.
Location premium. You're essentially, creating this brand, this marketing that this is a desirable place.
Is that it's set up like a 1940s type home. That one car garage, you just had that one hot rod that goes in there. That's it. But this looked like it's a 2-bedroom house in a private community. And mind you, in HOA neighborhoods, they still have 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom houses like this. Only difference is it wasn't made in the 1940s. It was made, or should I say built, 1990s and up. I could tell this house was built like in either the late 80s or early 90s, just from the looks of it. Yeah, I got skills like that. And the HOA neighborhood that I grew up in had a telecommunication box out in the middle of the damn yard, just like that. So yeah, this definitely hits home.
To live, and that we will maintain it that way.
But there are some drawbacks, like high homeowners association and membership fees, as well as restrictive policies. They can also lack in diversity.
So beautiful. But like I said, HOA, it's hard to avoid it because a lot of people like my age want something fresh, new. We don't want something that everybody else, 4 or 5 families done lived in since the 1960s. So I want something fresh, up to date, everything fresh and brand new. With 2 new cars in the driveway too. We're going to put a Range Rover there, and we're going to put a drop top BMW for the weekends. I'm joking. I'm just talking. But yeah, you get the idea. You just want that fresh start. Your first new property. Everything's updated. The electrical, it's insulated so you don't have to run the HVAC 24/7. You know where I'm getting at.
You're paying premium for living in a homogeneous environment.
So why are gated communities so popular in the US? And are they worth the higher price tag? CNBC toured 3 gated communities in Florida to learn more.
Well, one reason I could think why Americans love it is because of the safety. I mean, it's not really safe anywhere. Anything can happen anywhere. If it's time, it's time. It's all about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know how it goes. I'm not that far from Oakland. So those of you who know.
The practice of gating and walling cities is as old as city building itself. Yet the modern day gated communities started spreading in US suburbs in the 60s as violent crimes rose. Between 1975 and 1980, about 400,000 retirees moved to Florida seeking lower taxes and better.
Look at them just chilling. Our uncles just chilling. See, back in the day, I mean, look at this old ass TV set. Definitely in the 60s.
Weather. Gated communities were developed to meet their needs. As years passed, they continued to evolve.
After the Great Recession, being associated with exclusivity and luxury didn't really work well for their business model. Gated communities have increasingly been focusing on sort of marketing themselves as more middle-class, average American communities.
We've got families that want to live in the gated communities because they're zoned for A-rated schools. Now in this market, it is a mix.
Data on the exact number of gated communities in the US is limited, and the Census Bureau groups.
Look at the rooftops on those houses. Those look like shacks. Who put them cheap ass roofs on those homes?
Anything.
We call them shanty towns. That's what they used to call them back in the day. This is a shanty town or a shanty neighborhood. Now, if this is in Florida and you have a massive type hurricane or tornado, the roofs are getting pulled off instantly. Even at 40 miles an hour, the roofs are going to be gone.
In a secured space together, that includes trailer parks and public housing. What we do know is that the number has been increasing for decades. In other countries, especially the developing world with higher rates of violent crimes, safety is the main draw of a gated community. It's a little different in the US.
I think it's a little bit less tied to an actual need for security and more to control access to the community, maybe to restrict access to amenities that are there for the residents.
This community, Bay Reach, in Lake Park, Florida, has been around since the 80s. There are currently 6 properties.
HOA's not doing a very good job with maintenance in the grass at Bay Reach. Look how shabby the grass is. That's poor management. But then yet they want to micromanage you and tell you what to do. Fuck out of here.
Properties up for sale, including one of Lindsay's listings at $419,000 for a 2-bedroom unit.
This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,000 square feet. It also comes with a 30-foot boat slip and a 1-car garage.
Just over 7 miles away is PGA
Yeah, me and Minji would take that. Yeah, go ahead and hook that up for us. I got that 20% down.
National, and at 6 golf courses. One hosts the annual PGA Championship. There's also a hotel, spa, pool, and dozens of other amenities. The price range varies. Anything from a $200,000 condo to a $2 million estate. And as of late June 2025, the community had 116 public listings.
Jeez. I mean, my escorts and OnlyFans models will love that. I have somewhere to bring them. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah.
What you're seeing behind me here is the main clubhouse pool. We've also got at least 3 full-service restaurants here. Also, there's a coffee bar, and in the middle, there's the iBar.
Frenchman's Reserve, around 5 miles northeast of PGA, is one of the most high-end gated communities in the area, open only to residents and their guests.
Look at them backyards. That's massive. That's major. I'll call them McMansions. And that's living good in the neighborhood if you keep up with your bills. But then what's up with the forest behind that? I'm assuming it's like, it looks like some kind of wildlife habitat behind there. Okay, I guess it comes with the territory, I guess.
The average home here sells for about $3.9 million.
I'm joking. Wow. And I thought it was expensive where I live. The average house where I'm at is about a little over 2 million. But they're building some new development where I live at now, and you could get something for under 2 million. But the thing is, it's HOA. I think just about most of the neighborhoods where I live at is HOA. I live in the Tri-Valley in the East Bay in California. If you know, you know. So yeah, this is pretty much right up there with it. But yeah, that's Frenchman's Reserve. That's pretty classy. So these are business people. These aren't people that work just regular jobs. If they do, they live with like 5 or 10 other people in those McMansions. But yeah, there's definitely some old money involved. I mean, trust fund type baby money. So a lot of these homes are passed down.
These are typically going to be either full-time residents or second homes for the person who's using them, or third homes or fourth homes. There are more specific luxury amenities, I would say, in my opinion, in Frenchman's Reserve. So not just your pool, your tennis court, your pickleball court. They also have an on-site spa, a hair salon, a nail salon. They've got a full 24/7 weight room.
For my gym heads, this is a gym head's heaven. Looks like you'll see a lot of women in here with their Lululemon uniforms on. All right, we got the curl bars. We got is that a trampoline right there? What's going on? Anyway, yeah, looks like they got the whole setup. Most apartment complexes don't even have this setup like this. This is nice.
With personal trainers.
Oh, that part.
Nationally, homes in gated communities are on average about 5 to 10% more expensive than homes in non-gated neighborhoods in the same area. This number can be 15 to 20% on the highest ends. But that's not considering the additional fees that come with living in these communities. Every gated community has an HOA that collects monthly fees and facilitates upgrades, yet
And that shit goes up every year. You have no control of HOA and home insurance. So understand something. If you live close to the coast, especially on the East Coast where there's tornadoes and hurricanes and all that jumbo, you're gonna pay more. You're gonna pay more for insurance. And for those of you that live in the hills where there's constant fires, like in California, like basically if you don't live on flat land in California, you live high up close to hills, you're gonna pay more for insurance if you can even find anybody to insure you to begin with. So yeah, that's how that goes.
yet it can also dictate things like the color of your house or how many cars can be parked on the street.
I don't like that. That's too close to comfort. Another thing with these newer homes are they build them too close together. They just stack them on top, like they don't leave enough space. It's almost like living in a condo. Your walls are still connected, just barely connected with that much space. I need air for the bedrooms. When I open the window, I don't smell the funk from my neighbor's window right across. So we both have our windows open at the same time, and we just breathe in each other's shit.
People who would not be a good fit for a gated community are people that don't like to be told what to do with.
That's me right there. HOA, micromanagement, telling people what to do. I bet you're more micromanaged in your community than you are if you even work a regular job. You work at home remotely. That's micromanagement on type of micromanagement. That's a huge no for me.
Their property.
HOA fees for the 3 communities CNBC visited range according to upkeep.
What? So Bay Reach, that first nice one, which was the condos, $500 to $850 monthly. But you know, in the future, that shit's going up. But Frenchman's Reserve, that's a mortgage right there. Yeah, right.
And amenities.
Every HOA is different, but in the well-maintained, popular ones, that's why people keep coming back. That's why homes are selling off market quickly, because people want to live there because they know their investment is going to go the distance there.
This home at Frenchman's Reserve sold in 2020 for $1.4 million. It is now in the market for about $3.6 million. That's about a 5% higher appreciation rate than the national average.
But see, here's the thing. The worst thing you could do is buy a home off all at once. What I mean is you buy it in cash. Okay, it's $3.5 million. It's worth $3.5 million right now. But then let's say you want to sell it in 7 or 8 years. It's only less than half of what you bought it for. So you done lost all that money within not even a decade. Don't do that, chat.
That's why people are paying to live here, is to have the golf and the spa and the kids club and the, on-call concierge style service.
Aside from HOA fees, there are also membership fees, which can be tiered like at PGA. At Frenchman's Reserve, membership is mandatory and costs between $115,000 and $225,000.
Mind you, most people don't even make that a year. So you're like in the top 1% if you live in places like this. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the more the merrier. I mean, if you like living in style, you like bougie living, yeah, your children are going to be living with you until you're like 35 or 40, but yeah.
And there are additional fees beyond that. While not always the main reason why an American seeks out a gated community, security is a defining feature. Some gates are manned, while others are not.
If you're going to pay an HOA, do you perceive that it's for something that's of value to you? If the HOA is only for some gated entrance with a guard who checks people in and out, and there's no other amenity, that might start to opt out some people for whom that's not really a value.
Being that it's just me, I would rather live in a high rise with a concierge. That's all I need. Of course, there's going to be a gym there, but yeah.
HOA rules around renting make it hard to turn most of these homes into investment properties. After COVID, a lot of gated communities in Palm Beach County put strict limits in place.
If you're someone who wants to rent, maybe wants to do an Airbnb option, you cannot do that in a gated community. You can't do it in an HOA. You have to have a standalone property.
One common critique is that gated communities can be isolating.
There's a lot of people that say, yeah, I don't want to live in a country club community or behind a gate or behind a wall, or I want my kids to meet people from other, backgrounds, or I want to go to the community pool and not have my own so that they meet kids.
We're really seeing a priority set on gathering and making it an environment that invites people to come hang out and enjoy it. Even the older communities are turning over and kind of revamping their social settings, which I think is really kind of driving where the market is turning.
A recent trend has been coupling gated communities with master plan communities. It's a way for developers to try to capture more of the market. That has led to more economic and social diversity. The pandemic sparked corporate migration from the Northeast to South Florida. And
I mean, who wouldn't want to wake up to that every day? 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, commuting to wherever you're going, not necessarily work. Your scams and your schemes, the party boat, the yacht, the 5 escorts that you bring into the golf course with you. Yeah.
As a result, a lot of young professionals continue to relocate there, and some have been buying into gated communities.
They're not usually in their house for that long, and they want to just have the security of not having to worry about the upkeep, the maintenance. They're here to work and then move somewhere else.
And see, that's the thing about HOA. Some HOAs are pretty good at maintaining the overall environment. They make sure there ain't a bunch of cracks and potholes in the streets. They might repair all the roofs on the units at one time. And, it just all depends on the company of the HOA. It just depends on the organization. Not all of them are bad. Some of them are good. It just really all depends. And the bottom line is, the goal is not to deal with them at all. You piss them off, or your neighbors don't like you, you're too loud, you're a car enthusiast like me. It just wouldn't work out for me because I'm a car enthusiast and I know people will complain about my car. So,
while security is a big draw for some, for others, it's the access to a community and to the amenities within the gate.
A lot of these communities are kind of turning towards this, stay here. Don't leave to go to dinner or drinks or gym or pool or, we have it all right here. No reason for you to leave. Invite your friends, show them how great it is, and let's make this a bubble that people want to be a part of.
How lovely. Everybody just having a good time, drama-free. I think people just want to live in drama-free environments. The hood life is played out. because we know those people don't have any money. We just want to feel elite and feel good. Anyways, it's Kyle Lavelle. Shout out to CNBC. I hope you guys enjoyed my personal take on this. It's just me running my mouth. I'll check you guys in the next video. And I'm going to make a video about dating this one chick. Well, dating in Miami to begin with. Oh my God, what a setup. All right, you guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Out.